What's the biggest scam you've ever seen in the supercar market?
We took a guy down. He wasn't very happy about it. So he had a full-on working website. And I mean, it looked like a proper car dealership. It had Bugatti Chirons, Lamborghinis, Porsches, all sort of stuff. And we tried to buy a Porsche GT3 RS off the guy. I thought it was totally legit. He had me. Then we had a few alarm bells. So sort of did a few tests and thought, yeah, this guy's scamming.
And what were the alarm bells? How did you spot them?
The massive one was he wouldn't go on camera. So he was allegedly in America. So I said, do a walk around video. And he said he couldn't because he'd had an operation or something like that. Then he did a walk around video afterwards, but not showing his face. It was him talking, the same guy I spoke to on the phone. So, at this stage, I know it's a scam, but I'm thinking, is it a scam? He was that good. Even when I knew it was a scam, I still questioned whether it was a scam. He was amazing. He was so clever at what he was doing. And then I found the video, walk around video he'd sent me on somebody else's website.
Wow. And how close were you to buying that Porsche?
Look, £25,000 worth of deposit. If we hadn't noticed, it would have been gone.
And how much was the Porsche?
$250,000.
And that would have just been gone?
Gone forever. And I know for definite there's other people been ripped off by this guy. 100%. We've had contact with those people when we sort of it. And then we found we were going to fly to the actual location where he was. And we contacted the guy he was impersonating. He was impersonated a dealership which actually existed.
Oh, wow.
Well, used to exist. Like his backstory was amazing. And we shut him down and he wasn't happy because I really think...
he's a scammer. So does it matter if he's happy?
But honestly, I think he believes that he was a real car dealer. Like he was so into his lie, I think he thought that we'd done bad to him taking it down.
But isn't it easier just to make money legitimately? Just sell a normal car.
Yeah, but I think obviously he didn't have that opportunity because he was a scammer who was in a bedroom. He wasn't, he didn't have a dealership and he didn't have millions of pounds worth of cars. But
he could have started a YouTube channel like you.
Yeah. But he definitely had a network of clients, which obviously I think he had past scams, but I'd imagine there was a lot of scams he was 50% through or 25% through. So this money was going to come his way. And we cut the bloodline, which didn't impress him.
So how did you shut him down? What did you do?
Just basically came after him and told him, we knew who he was, and then put it on our YouTube channel. And then every man and his dog kindly, sort of gave him the bad reviews, annihilated his phone, and in the end, he just had no choice but to shut down. So obviously his phone number was the contact which all these other scams were going on, and obviously, we shut everything down. And
did you get any backlash from him?
Yeah. He threatened to kill me and my family. Yeah.
Threatened to kill your family?
Yeah. It was quite, at the time, you imagine when you get this, I got this message which had photos of me, my wife, my daughter on holiday. He'd sort of like gone into various Instagram accounts of my family and sort of sent me these pictures telling me what he was going to do to me. And at the time...
What did he say he was going to do?
That he was going to, come and get us. And he said, it's not going to be today, it's not going to be tomorrow. His name was Ken, so we had these T-shirts made, fake Ken. And so
were these death threats not a warning for you to just chill?
I looked at my phone. I'm not very good at sleeping. It was about, I go through stages. It was about 3:00 in the morning. I looked at the the message and thought, oh God, I've got to tell my wife in the morning. This is not good. That was probably the scariest bit.
Yeah. Telling your wife?
Yeah. But he was a scammer. He was, I'm not Robin Hood. But, it was him who was in the wrong. And I don't know. He said he was going to do this and do that, but is the person who's got a website selling cars some sort of axe wielding murderer who's likely to step up on my door? No, he's not. How many people in the world are that axe murderer? Not many, and he's definitely not a guy who's got a website trying to scam people out of cars. So will I ever hear from him? I don't know. He knows where I am. He knows places I'm going to go. That's what we do. We do social media, so it's not hard to find me.
And that doesn't worry you?
No, at the time, we would. I remember a couple of days after we put the video out, we were sat on the stage at a car show, and somebody was asking me all about it, and I said, unless a red dot comes on me now, but if it comes on you, then yeah, I suppose to a certain extent I was a dangerous target at the time. But no, I don't. No, it doesn't worry me. No.
And what about the biggest scam in the car brands market?
We have various dealerships which we get told about all the time, sort of selling clone cars and stuff like that. But, the brands...
By clone, do you mean a fake car?
A fake car. So basically a car which... The common one right now is you buy an ID of a car. So a car which has been in a scrapyard, or it's been, especially these days, there's a lot of cars which get broken for parts because the driver can't afford to claim on his insurance. So a lot of car insurance companies now are not getting claims when people crash because people can't risk not getting insured next year. So a lot of cars come that. Also exports, cars go out the country, and that V5 now no longer has a car part of it. It's just a piece of paper. That gets sold into the criminal world. It's called an ID. And that's a vehicle now which you've just got to steal a car of equivalent colour, model, type, and all you've got to do is change over your VIN numbers and ECUs and stuff like that, which is very easy to do. And then but the difference is then you're not selling a stolen car. You're selling a legitimate real car.
Oh, wow. Which is like changing the identity of the car.
Changing the identity. So that car you've now stolen is not a stolen car. It's a real car, which is worth full money, which you could part exchange. You could sell on Auto Trader. You can sell on Facebook Marketplace. You can do a private deal. That all of a sudden is a car. That's why it's so, this is why people are doing it, because the profit margins, before you'd sell a car, you'd sell it to the underground world for $5,000 when it's a $50,000 car. Well, now you're doing this and getting full retail money. But this car is then swapping hands and to the next person, and nobody has any clue. It is literally untraceable.
Wow. And so are more and more cars getting nicked now because of this?
Yeah, the sort of like the ID cloning car thing. It used to be called ringing, but now, we have all sorts of systems. Like when you're stealing the car, if you imagine when you lose your keys on your car or you have a problem with your car, it's not scrap. You go to a dealership, they plug into your car, they make you a new key, they change your ECU, they change your speedo, whatever breaks, it's all electronics. Well, the thieves are one step ahead of that. So, whatever they do, they plug into your OBD port and they can nick millions of pounds worth of cars. We went into a supermarket car park with a car thief who showed us all the equipment he'd got. And I said to him, what car can you have? And he literally said he could have any single car in that car park he could steal.
Wow.